Madeline.
But it's also sad to think that Frederick is only able to see you and not Hanson. He really misses Hanson.
Alright, try to give them a text or a call and let's see what they say.
It's alright. I was already expecting it to turn out this way from the beginning. Even if it's a little tiring and difficult, let's just take care of him by ourselves like we've always done. After all, this is your father. It doesn't affect me one bit.
Alright, I understand. I'll try help out as much as I can every year. You keep that money somewhere safe and don't use it for yourself. Let's just have a simple meal for dinner and call it a day.
Okay, I'll see you at home. Madeline, are you busy?
Just because of money. It's even more sad because you guys are family. Don't ever try to sniff on Dad's money, and don't ever talk to me if that's all you're gonna talk about. Don't even think about it. Oh, also, you better keep up with current events. Go on and read some news articles. What do you mean by that? It seems like one of your company's employees embezzled all of the money from the bank. You're about to go down in history. Anyway, try to figure it out yourselves like you've always done.
Madeline, please. You've done nothing in your life to help us out, not even once. But all you do is want money that you don't deserve. I can't believe your immaturity. Please wake up and see what the reality is and stop being so greedy. As it said in my father-in-law's will, Alexander and I were able to receive all of his possessions that he left behind, as well as the money that was left over from the funeral. Alexander and I didn't need that much money and didn't want Frederick's precious possessions to be used on something foolish, so we decided to donate a lot of it to charity. With the leftover money, we decided to open up a coffee shop that Frederick wanted to open when he was once the healthy man that he used to be. We were reluctant about it at first because we weren't sure if the coffee shop would do well, but somehow it became more and more popular amongst the people in the city, and now we have regulars who visit our store too. What I heard about Hanson and Monica is that because of what happened to Hanson's company, they had to move from a 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom house. It seemed like the wrath from my father-in-law struck them pretty hard with this one, or so as it seemed to be that way. Alexander and I are going to try our best to live our lives for Frederick and promise that we'll never forget about the kind-hearted, noble man that once roamed this earth. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.
Zara, are you there? You're such a horrible child. Answer me right now. I can't believe you're getting married. When were you planning to tell me? And don't say never. I am your mother, you know.
Wait, what, Mom? Huh? Who told you that I'm getting married? I was trying to keep it a secret. I told everyone not to tell you.
Ha ha! You underestimate me every time. You can't hide anything from me. You told your grandmother, didn't you? I just visited her today. I found your wedding invitation while I was looking through her things. Imagine how shocked I was. I can't believe you're getting married.
You have got to be kidding me. Stop begging Grandma for money. And stop stealing money from her when she says no. You already promised that you wouldn't do it after I caught you last time. Poor Grandma. I really feel for her.
Oh, shut up. I have my reasons, okay? You really aren't in any place to talk about my relationship with my mother when you treat your own like this. Keeping secrets that big from me. Do you know how cruel that is? You're such a disappointment.
And just how have I ever disappointed you? I didn't tell you about it because I thought you wouldn't want to know. I thought you wouldn't care about my wedding at all. Usually you don't care about anything I do. I thought you'd just say it was annoying that I expected you to take time out of your day to celebrate me. That's usually what you say whenever something important happens to me.
What? How dare you speak to me like that? You should watch your tone around me, young lady.
I am not wrong though, am I? Even when I was a child, you didn't care about me or my life at all. Whenever I tried to show you something I was proud of, you told me to stop wasting your time. I got full marks on every single piece of homework, and you still acted like I was just being annoying when I tried to tell you. You called me an idiot every single day. You only ever cared about Katie. If it wasn't about Katie, you didn't even pretend to be interested. You never made food for me, only for Katie. You never bought clothes for me or did laundry for me. You would clean Katie's room for her, you even did Katie's homework for her, but I had to do everything myself. You only did those things for Katie.
Why are you making it sound like I only ever looked after Katie? I looked after you too.
Because it's true! Or have you completely forgotten my whole childhood? No one ever celebrated my birthday, not once. And you didn't even let me apply to college. You said high school was enough and kicked me out the second I turned 18. I remember every single moment of it, so I thought you'd want nothing to do with my wedding. You probably wouldn't even come if I invited you. It's not like Katie's getting married. You'd only care if it was her walking down that aisle.
Wow, you really think you can talk to me like that, huh? So what if I didn't make you food or celebrate your birthday? You had enough to eat and a roof over your head. What more could you ask for? After all the work I put into raising you, this is how you talk to me? You're so incredibly selfish. Do you know how hard it is to look after 2 children as a single mother? Just wait until you have kids of your own.
What work? I don't even feel slightly grateful. I don't owe you anything. Of course, I didn't want to tell you that I was getting married. You're not the kind of mother someone would want at the ceremony. I'm going to get married, and I'm going to do it my way. You're not invited. So don't even try to come. I'll have them kick you out immediately. Don't bother acting like you're interested. You're probably just upset my world doesn't revolve around you.
You are so rude. But you aren't wrong. I still don't care about you at all. Not even one little bit. I care about your fiancé, though. You managed to bag quite the man.
What? You don't know him, right?
I read the letter he wrote to my mother. Isn't he lovely? So smooth and kind. Funny, too. And I saw the photo that came with it. He's handsome. I have no clue what he saw in you, but I'm not surprised you want to hide him from me. I bet you're terrified he'll leave you, especially when you look like you.
You read it without permission? You're the worst. That's such an invasion of privacy. Not just mine, but his and Grandma's too.
After that, I Googled him a little bit. I even found the university he graduated from. Harvard! Amazing. No wonder he makes $80K a year. And the company he works for is pretty influential, too. I've heard all about them in the news. Apparently it's really hard to get employed there because it's so popular. He must be as smart as he is hot.
I can't believe you stalked him. How did you even find his income? That has to be illegal. You're so weird. That's actually scary. Maybe I should call the police.
He's way too good for you. How did you convince him to get married to you? Did you bribe him or something? I bet you saved up for months and months just to get him to pay attention to you. You only work part-time, right? Or somewhere with really low pay. An idiot like you wouldn't have been able to find a good job even if you did go to university. Anyway, my point is that man is way out of your league. So I want you to give him to your sister. I need you to break up with him. And fast. Right now, if possible.
What?
Children have to do as their parents say. How many times do I have to tell you before you understand? I've been telling you this since you were a child. What I say goes. So it's decided. You're going to break up with your fiancé.
I hope you're joking. You can't just play with your kids like they're dolls. I have a life of my own, and I'm not going to let you ruin it. I'm not your toy.
I'm not playing with you. Everything I do with my daughter in mind. My real daughter.
Huh? I am your real daughter, too. Do you need to see my birth certificate?
Katie is really grateful that I found the perfect fiancé for her. Nothing makes a mother happier than seeing her child happy.
Are you trying to say that you don't see me as your daughter? Katie isn't your only child, you know. Why can't you treat me like that, too? What did I do wrong?
Just hurry up and break up with your fiancé, okay? Message me when you're done. Katie won't be able to get married to him otherwise.
Ben, listen to me. If my mom or sister message you, please just ignore them.
Huh? What's going on? Calm down. Explain everything.
I know I probably told you this already, but I don't get along well with most of my family. My mom doesn't really like me at all for some reason. She only cares about my sister Katie. Katie doesn't like me either. She thinks she's better than me because she's prettier than me. Now they found out we're getting married, they want me to break up with you. My mom wants you to marry my sister instead. She's crazy. So if you get a message from someone saying they're my sister, please just ignore it. Forward it to me right away. They're not worth the trouble.
Actually, they messaged me already. I just finished talking to them now. Do you still want me to send you the screenshots?
Huh? They already messaged you? And you spoke to them?
Sorry, Zara. I've been in contact with your family for a while now. They've told me everything. Even if you don't like them, it's not fair of you to keep our marriage a secret. No wonder they're so upset with you. You try to make them sound evil, but I think you're just jealous. It's kind of sad. I've decided I want to marry Katie. I was actually worried about when to tell you, so I'm glad you messaged me first. Now I don't have to make it awkward.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you've been in contact with them for a while? And you want to marry my sister? You're joking, right? You can't be serious. I don't believe it. Are you crazy? You don't even know her.
I'm extremely serious. I wouldn't joke about something like this. I'm breaking up with you so I can marry Katie. I can't believe I get to marry such a cute girl. This is one of the best days of my life.
Oh, wait. Do you have any idea what you're doing right now? I don't think you understand the situation at all.
I know it must be hard to be betrayed by your fiancé like this. You probably never even thought it was a possibility. You always act so big and important and confident. It gets a little annoying sometimes. But I was only marrying you for your money anyway. I don't feel bad about this at all. You're not a very interesting person. And you're nowhere near as hot as your sister.
You were after my money this whole time? You didn't love me at all? Not even a little bit? Was it all a lie?
I liked you a bit, but come on now. Who would date their boss for any reason other than money? It's such a dangerous situation. Feelings would never make it worth the risk. I just wanted to hurry up and get married so I could become a house husband. I never really wanted to work at all. I hate having a job. It's just so boring. I want to spend all day in bed. When you fell in love with me, it was like winning the lottery. I've never felt so lucky in my life. I knew I'd never have to work again. You made more than enough to look after us both, so I was happy to settle.
So everything you said to me while we were dating was a lie. You said you wanted to support me. You said you wanted to work with me. I thought you really cared about the company, about me.
I would have said anything to get you to marry me. Isn't it obvious? You're good at your job, but you're a total idiot. I just stole romantic lines from random rom-coms and fed them to you. And you ate them right up. You looked so happy too. I almost busted a gut trying not to laugh every time. I actually felt really sorry for you sometimes. I guess it's not my fault you're so gullible. You should have told me your sister was super hot. She is the perfect woman for me.
You're really going to abandon me for my sister. This isn't right. I'm your boss, you know. Don't think I'm going to let you keep your job after this.
You think I care? I knew this might happen, so it doesn't affect me at all. And your sister and mom are stinking rich. Have you seen the jewelry your sister wears? Apparently, she bought it all herself. They're way richer than you. I don't need you anyway.
Rich? My mom and sister? Are we talking about the same people? Are you sure you're not getting scammed?
Your dad left them loads of money when he died, right?
He did, but...
That's why you hate them, isn't it? They told me everything. He left you nothing and them everything. Apparently, most of the inheritance is still left. And it's not a small amount either. Seriously, I didn't know one person could have so much money. Now I get to marry a very cute woman and I never have to work again, ever. I get to spend the rest of my life having fun. You're both rich, so of course I'm gonna choose the hotter sister. She has what you have and more.
Sorry, I'm not hot enough for you. Whatever. Do as you please. It's nothing to do with me then. Get married to whoever you want.
I don't need your permission for that. Thanks for everything. I'm gonna go have some fun. Bye forever.
Did you see the photo I sent you? Did you see how beautiful that restaurant is? Me, Katie, and Ben are having a luxury lunch there today. We're having a 3-course meal, fully paid for by your fiancé. Oh, sorry, ex-fiancé. We're all going to have a civil ceremony in a few hours. I'm the witness. Say congratulations. In a few hours, your sister and your ex will be married. How funny is that?
Wow, they're getting married already. That was fast. Congrats.
Well, I'm glad you finally understand your lack of worth. It was so weird to me that you thought you could marry someone like Ben. You should be this obedient more often. Can't believe you were self-important enough to try and get married before Katie at that. Clearly, she should be the one to get married first, especially to a man that perfect. I won't ever allow you to be happy. You really don't deserve it.
I've always wanted to ask this, but I was always too scared. Why exactly do you hate me? What did I do that could make you despise me like this? I know Katie is prettier than me, but that doesn't justify how differently you treat us. You've treated me like this since I was a baby. I can't have annoyed you that badly when I couldn't even talk, can I? It just doesn't seem fair.
You know what? I'll tell you. Your whole existence annoys me. You look just like your father. Your father, who died and left me all alone. He promised he'd make me happy. He said he'd make sure I never went without anything, and then he had to go and get sick. He was all talk. I hate him more than anyone on earth. He couldn't even keep the most basic of promises. He was a useless father and an even worse husband.
That's why you hate me? How is that my fault at all? And Dad left you more than enough money for you to live comfortably. He left you well over $1 million. I thought he left you multiple millions even. You could easily live on that without working ever again. I really don't get what the problem is.
It might be enough for a normal person, but it's not enough for me. I needed at least $1 billion, and even $1 billion would be difficult. That's why I hate him. And I hate that you look like him. What's wrong with that? Anyone would feel the same way. He betrayed my trust, and you remind me of that every single day.
I am too stunned to even start to explain why that's crazy. Do you even hear yourself speak?
Then stay stunned. Don't speak ever again. I hate you. I always have. Katie is going to marry your fiancé, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. If you want to get married that badly, I'm sure you can pay some ugly loser to do it. You have nothing to offer but your pathetic little income.
Okay. I fired Ben, by the way.
What?
He knew I'd fire him, so he won't be surprised. I finished the paperwork this morning. Congratulations. Katie's husband doesn't even have a job. Your new son-in-law is totally unemployed. He doesn't have any savings either. I don't want anything to do with any of you anymore. Don't talk to me ever again.
Huh? What do you mean he doesn't have a job? You can't do that. You can't just do anything you want because you're upset that your sister is marrying your ex.
Of course I can fire him. I'm his employer. I can fire him if I want to.
You're his employer?
I'm the owner of the company Ben works at. Worked at, I mean. I manage a company that can afford to hire Harvard graduates and pay them $80,000 a year.
What are you talking about?
I'm not surprised you don't know. You never cared about me. Grandma is the only one who knows I started a company. I didn't tell her not to tell you or anything, though.
What are you talking about? You don't actually own a company, do you? But you only graduated from high school. You've never been to university. I can't believe someone who hasn't even had a proper education thinks they can run a company.
Anyone can start their own company, even people who only went to high school. I just wanted to be more like Dad. It was my way of remembering him. So I worked really, really hard. He didn't let me go to university, but I didn't let that stop me. I always wanted to do what Dad did, run my own company and get rich. I worked as hard as possible to make that a reality. Now, my company is huge.
No way. I had no idea you were that capable of anything.
Looks like I didn't just inherit Dad's face, huh? I inherited his eye for business, too. I'm glad I take after him so much.
By the way, just how much do you make? You can afford to pay Ben $80K a year, so it must be a lot.
It's not that much, nothing crazy, but it's enough. I think I maybe made around $2 million. It's enough to afford a penthouse apartment and still have a comfortable amount of money left.
$2 million? Why didn't you tell me?
I bet you want it so bad you can taste it. I heard from Grandma that you used up all of Dad's inheritance already. I never even saw a penny of it. I have no clue how you two managed to use that much money in such a short time. It's actually embarrassing. You should be ashamed.
Shut up! Don't act all big and important just because you own a company. $2 million isn't even that much. We have Ben now. He can look after us. That's all we need. Screw your money.
Are you suffering from memory loss or something? Is the fact I run a company so shocking that you can't remember the conversation that started this? Ben works at my company, and I fired him.
Oh, no!
How is he going to support you when he's unemployed? Actually, never mind. I don't care. I hope the three of you have fun.
Zara, help me. How on earth did someone as smart as me fall for a lie as easy to see through as this? Your mom and sister aren't rich at all. They just love to spend money. They're total gold diggers. They've never worked a day in their lives, and they don't have any savings either. I messed up. I married the wrong woman.
Huh? You actually went through with the wedding?
They didn't tell me anything until it was too late. They said it's my responsibility to look after them now. They got angry at me too, yelling that I need to hurry up and get a new job. What is going on? Stuff like this shouldn't happen to people like me. I really thought I could live the house husband dream.
Sorry for bursting your bubble. They burned through every penny my dad left them. They only seem rich because they wasted the whole inheritance on stuff that makes them look that way. They eat nice food, live in a nice house, wear nice clothes, drive a nice car. So they might look like lovely rich people, but they're lacking in funds and kindness.
About me being fired. Is it too late to go back on that? I don't expect you to take me back. I know how selfish that would be. But please, let me have my job back. I'd be so grateful if you could.
Sorry, Ben. Why would someone hire a person that they know would betray them at the drop of a hat? I'm not running a charity here. I don't want to employ anyone who won't bring in profits.
Please? Oh, just think about it.
Look after my mom for me. I'm glad I finally found someone to take them off my hands.
Hey, sis, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Wow, a text from Katie. Usually you just hide behind Mom and laugh while she shouts at me.
Just so you know, I have nothing to do with what happened. It was all Mom. She didn't tell me he was your fiancé.
Huh? You really didn't know anything about this?
It's true. If you can't forgive Mom, can you at least forgive me? I just didn't want you to think I stole your fiancé on purpose.
You really didn't know? And even if that is true, why do you want me to forgive you? What do you get from that? Do you just want me to say, I forgive you?
I'd appreciate it if you could give me some money, too. I heard you own a company now. You must have some money lying around, right? You definitely have enough money to fund my lifestyle and still live comfortably yourself. Actually, I want to live in your penthouse.
What?
Don't worry, I'll work too. I'll be your secretary if you need one. What do you think? Wouldn't it be cute for us to live together?
That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. You've spent your entire life making fun of me.
I'm sorry for not sticking up for you when I was younger. I always regretted it. I know I just did everything she told me to. I'm really embarrassed by how I used to act, but I really think you're amazing. You worked really hard to get where you are today. It's so cool.
I think you're amazing too. It's really amazing how you only ever seem to think of yourself. I'd almost believe you if I didn't know that you'd say anything to get your own way. Maybe you should try being an actress.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
You didn't know he was my fiancé, huh? I heard that you couldn't wait to steal him from me. I have proof too.
Proof of what? I never said that.
Grandma has been having an issue with scammers coming to her house to try and sell her stuff recently. She added a security camera to the front door. It automatically records anything and anyone that goes near it. So when you two came to try and get some money out of her, it recorded every little thing you said. It even recorded Mom talking about finding and reading the wedding invitation I sent.
It did?
I can't believe she thinks she could get married. How funny.
But he looks like a pretty good man. I wish I could get married too.
Who was that, huh? Oh, it was you. I heard every single word. Extremely clearly, too.
I can't believe you would record me without my knowledge like that. That's an invasion of privacy.
The way you switch up your attitude when it suits you is way more unbelievable. I'm not surprised you ended up like that with the way our mother acts. The apple never falls far from the tree. But I am shocked by how happy you were to stab her in the back. And you wanted me to hire you as a secretary? To live with you? I hope you were joking. Keep your daydreams to yourself from now on.
I wasn't lying about everything. We really are struggling to get by. I never worked before. Neither did Mom. We only know how to spend money, not earn it.
As if I care. That's nothing to do with me. Take out a loan and spend to your heart's content. I doubt you care about being in debt, right?
I do care. We already have enough to deal with.
Then go and find a job like a normal person. If you care that much, earn money like a normal person. You already lived a life of luxury. Most people never get to do that. You should count yourself lucky. Now it's your turn to work hard. I'm going now. Bye. Don't ever try to contact me again. I blocked everyone and deleted their contacts from my phone as soon as I could. I invited my grandma to come and live with me in my penthouse. Just as I expected, my mom and sister turned up to her house crying and begging for help. But by then, she'd already sold it and moved in with me. The new owner told me that they fell to their knees crying and pleading. Ben, on the other hand, tried to move back in with his parents. They slammed the door in his face because they knew he cheated on me and now no longer had a job. The three of them had no one else to rely on and so ended up actually living together after all. They live in a tiny apartment. Apparently, none of them have managed to find a job yet. Not surprisingly, my mom and sister continue their old lifestyle as if they had the money to fund it. I don't even want to think about all the debt they're in. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe.
Hey, Alex. Are you going to be coming home late again?
Yeah, looks like it. I have a few more things I want to take care of before I go home for the day.
That's a shame. I was hoping I'd get to see you before I go to bed. You know, you've become rather distant lately.
Oh, you think? I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Yes, you have. You weren't always like this. I mean, I'm going on a business trip tomorrow. You knew that, right? In the past, if I was going to go on a business trip the next day, you'd come home immediately. We get to spend some time together at least before I have to go. Now you don't do that at all.
I understand. You're right. I'll take my work home then, alright?
No, don't bother. If you do, it's like you're coming home only because I said something. Not because you're being considerate.
Sorry.
You don't eat dinner at home anymore either. You always eat out or buy something from the convenience store. I know we both work and our schedules might not always align, but aren't you neglecting our relationship a little too much?
I'm sorry if it seems like I'm blaming you, but aren't you the same way? I rarely go out to drink, and I'm basically always home except for when I'm at work. On your days off, you're always wandering around having fun outside of the house. That certainly doesn't help our situation.
What's wrong with using my day off however I want?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry if I came off the wrong way. I think you should do what you like with it. It's just if you could stay home on weekdays, we'd get more time to spend together, don't you think? When we're both working during the week, there are days when it's just so busy that we don't get to have that. It's difficult.
I was just telling you about a concern I've been having. That's all. It's not only the fact that we can't spend time together alone that's the problem. Sorry. Lately, we've only been talking about these kinds of miserable things, huh? Forget about it.
I mean, if you have a problem, I'd rather you come out and say it rather than keep it bottled up.
No, I think I'm just tired. You help out around the house more than other husbands. I don't really have any right to complain. I might have been a bit too selfish there. I'll cool my head some during my business trip, okay?
I understand. I'll take some time to think about what you've said too. Oh right, after you get back from your business trip, it's going to be your mom's 60th birthday. We're gonna have to celebrate that. I'll pick a nice restaurant for us to spend time at.
Thank you. I'm sure my mom will be very happy. All the restaurants you've ever introduced to us always have the best food. People who can actually cook have the best tastes. You're on a totally different level.
Nah, it's just that I love eating, so I'm picky about the places I eat at. When you've been doing that for long enough, you get to know all the good spots.
Aw, but your cooking is really good though? You're so much better than me, and it's so delicious that it feels like I'm eating at a 5-star restaurant. But I guess I haven't gotten to eat it in a long time.
Then shall I make breakfast for you tomorrow morning, ma'am?
Oh, you. As much as I'd love that, you're going to be working late today, right? I'm going to be going to bed soon, so that means I'll be up early too. I'd rather you sleep in and get some rest instead of worrying about me.
Nah, it's fine. I want to make it, so I will. I can stand losing a few hours of sleep for you. I don't know when's the next time I'll be able to. I want to make the most of it.
What's with that? Are you saying you won't cook for me anymore?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying we both might be so busy. I don't know when I'll have time to do that for you again. It might be a while.
That makes sense to me. I suppose I'll have to take you up on that then. I can't miss out if you're offering. Is it okay if I make a request?
Go ahead.
Yay! Let's see. How about one of those American breakfasts like the kinds you get at hotels? I miss your pancakes so much. If I could eat them again, I'll be able to work twice as hard during my business trip.
Got it. As you wish.
I'm so excited. Well, I'm gonna go take a shower and get ready for bed now. I'm gonna be on the move all day tomorrow, and I'm a light sleeper. I can't sleep when I'm on the bus or train because it's too noisy and uncomfortable. So I need to rest up and preserve my energy for tomorrow.
Right. Go and get your beauty sleep.
Got it. Sorry for bothering you. I know you're busy with work too. I guess I was just a little lonely. Good night.
It's fine. You had a point. I really haven't been home that often. Anyway, good night. Talk to you later.
Alex, what is the meaning of this? I just got to the hospital, but I've been told that you haven't arrived yet.
Good morning, ma'am.
You don't have to bother with the formalities. Explain yourself at once. What is the meaning of this? Olivia is sobbing her eyes out, asking where you are. She needs you to be here. Please hurry up and come to the hospital at once. For her sake.
I have no intentions of visiting her, so I'll refrain from doing so.
I beg your pardon. What did you just say to me? Your wife was involved in an accident. Are you saying you don't care?
Oh, right. I don't want her as my wife anymore, so you can have her back. I'll mail the divorce papers to you later, so please have her sign them. She's only paralyzed on one side of her body, so I'm sure she still has an arm left to write with. Are you insane? You intend to divorce her? Yes, that's correct. She was so shocked when she woke up in the hospital and able to move one half of her body. Can you imagine how that feels? And yet you're going to put her through even more hardship. Unbelievable. Does it have to be now? She's already physically broken. You don't have to add to her pain. No, this is the perfect timing. With those injuries, she's gonna need a caretaker, and I don't want to have to do it. I'll leave that to you. What are you saying? She truly and honestly loved you from the bottom of her heart. How could you do this to her? Before she was caught up in that accident, she was talking about how we'd celebrate my 60th birthday, and how she thought it was such a relief that you'd be picking the restaurant. We both know you have excellent tastes. She was bragging to me just the other day about how much of a wonderful person you were and how she was glad to have married you. And yet you would do this to her. Do you no longer find her desirable because of her condition? It's because she isn't a good person. And I don't think she loved me at all. Why would you say something like that? The one who'd know best of all is Olivia herself. Why don't you ask her? Please tell her that if she doesn't want to hurt me more than she already has, sign those divorce papers and send them in. What are you talking about? You're the one who's hurting her here. It sounds like you might have had a fight, but I don't care. You need to put your differences aside and help her. At any rate, don't talk to her about the divorce. Hold it off until later. No, I refuse. I've been waiting long enough. I don't want to pay for her medical treatments. And I'd be troubled if she ever came back home. Frankly, I don't want to see her face again. Never mind the medical treatments. We have every intention of paying those ourselves. Besides, this was an accident that occurred during her business trip. It likely can be filed as a workplace-related injury and be reimbursed. So please leave her be for now and let her rest. I'm begging you. I can't do that. Once I get those divorce papers, I'll send them to the hospital. Make sure she gets them. I'm leaving it up to you. Thank you. You honestly don't care? Don't you know how much she's suffering? Nope, I don't. And frankly, I don't care. I've lost interest. Alex, I got the papers. They just arrived today. Good. In that case, put the signed papers in the envelope and send them back. Hey, I still haven't told Olivia about this. Ever since the accident, she's been in rough shape. She's always crying and she refuses to eat. So please, could you hold off on the divorce until after she's feeling better? But I think she already knows. She does? Yeah. I let her know over WhatsApp. I told her I wanted to have a divorce. She didn't reply, but it was marked as read, so I know she saw it. Well? Why would you do such a thing when she's in such a miserable and battered state? I told you not to do that, didn't I? No wonder she's been so depressed. It's all because you told her. I never agreed to not do that. Why, you? Don't you feel sorry for her? She just sustained a lifelong injury. Chances are she'll never be able to move that side of her ever again. I'm the one who you should feel sorry for. Not to mention that accident was her own fault. You reap what you sow. It was a workplace-related injury. There's no way it was her fault. You make it sound like it was karma. My God, I had no idea you were the kind of man to throw someone out the moment they're disabled. My husband and I are thoroughly disappointed in you, Alex. In fact, we've even been considering the possibility of suing you. I think I'm the one with the grounds to sue, though. Excuse me. I see. So Olivia has still been keeping you in the dark about the truth. Huh. What on earth are you talking about? She didn't have a workplace-related accident. She wasn't on a business trip at all, in fact. She was in the middle of going on a trip with her lover when that happened. You're telling me she's a cheater? My daughter! That's right. No, this can't be. You have to be lying. It's the truth. I realized it several months ago, and I've gathered plenty of proof by now. I was planning to tell her I was intending to divorce her once she got back from her trip. She has a good income from her job, so I was looking into alimony and such. But it seems there is a God up there, huh? Who would have thought she'd wind up in an accident like that while she was fooling around with her boyfriend? It truly was perfect timing. I can't believe this. You're saying she's been cheating on you for at least several months now? My daughter! Was there not a man there with her at the scene of the accident? You're right, there was. But he was apparently her subordinate. He only sustained mild injuries and has been discharged from the hospital. Don't tell me he's the man who she was doing that with! He most certainly was. He wasn't a subordinate at our company, but rather a business partner. If you're itching to sue someone, why not him? Alex, I'm sorry. Truly, I am so sorry. I wouldn't have even dreamed that she would do such a thing. I thought I raised her to be better than that. No, you aren't at fault here. She's an adult now. She should be taking responsibility for her own actions. As such, my feelings won't change. These past several months have been a living nightmare for me. Every day I woke up in agony, knowing what my life has come to. I didn't know how I was supposed to act around her anymore. I had to pretend like everything was fine so she didn't catch on. I even considered fixing things between the two of us. We could have a talk and pretend none of this ever happened. I'm so sorry. But in the end, I couldn't find it in myself to forgive her. The more evidence I gathered, the more I learned about her. Too much, in fact. I see. I'm so sorry she put you through that. I understand. I'm going to have a talk with Olivia. Thank you very much. We will also be paying you reparations for the trouble she's caused you. I'm terribly sorry for everything she's done. Why did you talk to my mom? You know what sort of situation I'm in right now, don't you? I do. So that's why I talked to her. You know, I'm seriously disabled now, don't you? I've been paralyzed. So? Yet you're talking to me about divorce? You know, when my parents heard the news about me cheating, they were in utter disbelief. It was a blow to their mental state. My mom even fainted from shock. That's your fault. You shouldn't have had an affair to begin with. It's so easy to not cheat, yet here you are. There might have been some hope for you if you really were on a business trip. But you weren't. So no one will take your side. I know it was all my fault. That I reaped what I sowed. But I don't want to break up with you. That's not why I did that. So if I hadn't found out, were you planning to deceive me for the rest of my life? Is that it? No, that's not it. I promise you, you're the only one I truly loved. Excuse me. Men go to nightclubs and places like that to relieve their stress, don't they? I believe it's necessary for women to be able to do the same. It's gender equality. I wasn't serious. I was just fooling around with him, that's all. Really now? Do relationships like that normally go on for several months? I think it's possible when you and the other person are in agreement that it's nothing serious. So you're saying I should forgive you because you weren't serious? I mean, he wasn't the only one fooling around here. I was too. Wouldn't it have been worse if I was serious? Sorry to say, I can't understand your reasoning. Even if none of it was for real and you truly were fooling around, I can't forgive you. Because I truly loved you. And my pain was real. I didn't agree to an open relationship. Sorry. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have preferred it if you had worked in a nightclub or something like that. Where it's all just impersonal business, exchanging money for goods and services. But what you were doing wasn't that at all. You were just a straight-up cheater. Nothing more. That's not something that can be forgiven so easily. But I finally realized how important you are to me, Alex. I'm sorry it took me so long.
I know the situation has tainted our relationship. I won't wish for things to go back to the way they were because it just won't. I get that. But I don't want to break up with you. I don't want a divorce.
Why not? That's exactly what you've wanted to do this whole time.
Of course not. What are you saying?
I've known about your cheating for a while now, you know. I couldn't believe it. Nor did I want to. So I went to a detective agency and got them to check up on you. I found out you wanted to eventually divorce me. Your plan was to say things like, "You've gotten so distant, huh?" Creating a rift between us gradually until it seems only natural that we divorce. That way, I would have never found out about your affair. I know you were laughing with your partner while talking all about it. Oh, and I noticed you taking money out of my personal account as well as our joint savings. They got proof for that, too.
How could you know all that? That's spying!
That's their job. I have a recording stored away. And of course I know more than that. Much more than I wanted to.
I'm sorry. I was just going along with what he was talking about and saying what he wanted to hear. I didn't mean it.
No, you were doing exactly as you said you would. You literally said, "You've gotten so distant," right before your business trip.
I said that because I truly did think that.
So the affair aside, we really did have a problem, huh?
I mean, yeah. You really hadn't been coming home at all.
Alright, think about it. Knowing how my wife was cheating on me behind my back, there's no way I'd want to go back home like nothing's wrong. How was I supposed to act? How could I act like I didn't know anything at all? Because I almost wished I didn't. You're the woman who not only betrayed me, but was sleeping around with another man. Why on earth would I feel like going back home? Why wouldn't I want to stay far away from you?
Still, my heart was always with you.
No way. I won't listen to you. By any chance, were you dumped by your lover? Because everything would make sense.
I'm telling you, that's not the issue here.
No, until just recently you were talking about divorcing me so you could live with him. You can't hide that from me. But I bet once you were paralyzed, he wanted nothing to do with you anymore and ran off.
No, that's wrong.
Unfortunately, I have no feelings toward you anymore. I don't care about you, nor do I love you. Even if you hadn't wound up in this accident, I had every intention of revealing your adultery at your mother's 60th birthday in front of everyone. Our divorce was set in stone from the start.
What? Is that why you offered to choose the restaurant?
That's right. I plan to bring my own parents there as well, so they'd know exactly what you've done to me.
What in the world? They all have nothing to do with this!
Wrong. They have everything to do with it. You lied about going on a business trip and wound up seriously disabled. But since no one else knows the truth, I look like the bad guy for wanting to divorce you. I thought you'd at least say something of your own volition if you had a conscience. But you're still trying to hide what you've done.
There are things that people are better off not knowing. Ignorance is bliss.
So that's why you thought it was fine if everyone thought I was the bad guy here? Because I'm not letting that happen. How selfish can you possibly be?
I mean, I didn't know you knew at the time. And I was in a state of shock from my injury. Even if it was my fault, I didn't think I'd ever wind up like this. I don't think even I deserved it.
Then have your lover take responsibility. I'll pass on having to look after you.
Alex, I'm really sorry. I liked it better when you were kind to me. I've realized now how horrible my actions were. I truly understand. At this rate, no one's going to be left by my side. I need you here with me. My parents are so disgusted. They told me they'd only give me the bare minimum support.
Isn't that great for you, though? They didn't abandon you completely when they could have. You should be grateful. If I were them, I would have left you there to rot.
I'm sorry. Help me. Please don't leave me alone.
You're a woman who can enjoy herself completely while having an affair. Even if you're disabled now, I'm sure you can find your next lover quite easily.
How can you say these horrible things to me?
What? It's the truth.
You know I can't move my body now, right? I can't feel my left arm at all, and I can't walk. Don't you feel sorry for me at least a little? Was what I did worth this cruelty?
The only thing I feel sorry for is that soft head of yours. You're not even considering my feelings at all, even though I'm the one you cheated on. Don't you think about anybody but yourself. The only reason you got into that accident was because you were going on a trip with your lover. Yet you're acting like the damsel in distress. You were thrown away by him, and that's why you're clinging to me now. All I can think of is, what's wrong with you?
I can't live like this. I don't know how I'm going to make a living or how I'm going to support myself. What happened to you? If I ever became disabled, you would have never left me to fend for myself. I wish the old you would come back. Back when you were much nicer than this.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not divorcing you because you're disabled now. I'm divorcing you because your heart is ugly. After that, her parents stepped in. Thanks to them, we managed to get a divorce. And of course, I'm receiving financial compensation from them for the emotional and financial damages they caused me. Her parents explained the situation to her company and how she was having an affair. On top of her severely disabling condition, she voluntarily resigned. It was against company policy, so the person she cheated with also faced a demotion as well. My former wife was discharged from the hospital and has been living her day-to-day life depending on a caretaker. For the most part, her parents no longer see her. She often sends messages asking for help, but they've mostly been ignored. I don't know where her life is going to go from here on out, but it has nothing to do with me anymore. I can only hope that she can face the consequences of her actions and reflect on what she's done. Being betrayed by the one you love most is a huge shock. You don't want to believe it. It truly is a sad thing to put someone through. I won't be able to heal from it right away, but I intend to work on growing past the pain little by little. The best way I can get back at her is living the rest of my life to the fullest. I don't know what that happiness is going to look like, but I'm going to focus on the things I like. And I want to spend time with the people I can trust and fill my days with laughter, since I believe that after every storm, there's a rainbow.
Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to see more content. See you next time!